and welcome back to what may be the most torturous series on Zenless Zone Zero. If you thought last episode was bad, this gets so much worse. Now, you may start to think, when will this challenge ever end? How many hours am I going to spend on story bosses that should be over in 10 minutes? And the answer to that is I've completed the challenge. Right here. Now, you may find this hard to believe, because last episode ended off with me beating Pompey, who is about halfway through Season 1. Now, the issue actually lies with the story itself. During the first episode, I set out a guideline that I would skip basically any trial agent mission. I wouldn't show the footage, because they basically mirror normal gameplay. Unfortunately, after you beat Pompey, 90% of the story is all forced trial agent missions. This means the quests that have interesting bosses such as Bringer, Miasmic Fiend, and the Miasmic Priest all have me using trial agents, which isn't very interesting for the video. And with how abrupt they've changed the story into forcing you to use trial agents, this seems like something that is going to continue. So this leaves me with a little bit of a dilemma. I have completed the challenge basically, but I don't really have the content for this video. Except, maybe I do have the content.
Alright, let's see how long this takes.
Just because I completed these bosses in the story doesn't mean that I can't go back and do it myself. Now, there are a few exceptions with bosses that aren't repeatable at this point. This being something like the Miasmic Fiend, which you can only repeat in Deadly Assault, which I can't complete that with level 1 characters. Like, that's got a time limit. That's kind of impossible. However, something that isn't impossible is for me to go back and do the missions that have bosses, but with no revives. First off was the Twin Marionettes, because even though I had access to my own characters during this boss fight, I did go through a decent amount of revives to kill it. This time, I would be using none. And considering how long this mission is to actually get to Twin Marionettes, dying would be quite a problem. Or at least it would be if I hadn't already leveled up my Bangbu to an absurd level. In turn, I'd kind of out-leveled this boss, which is incredibly ironic considering this is a level 1 challenge, but it kind of ended up going a bit like this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm way too over-leveled for this now. I also think that's gonna revive before I can kill it. Oh, yeah. Oh no, man. Please stun. Okay, this just wasn't... This is very anticlimactic, man.
So the Twin Marionettes may have been a bit of a letdown. And now some of you may have noticed that Billy seemed to be dead during that fight. And to that I say, no he wasn't. Now, you may start to think, how am I going to fill this video if the bosses are all like that? And I can assure you, they are not all like that. Because the next boss that I decided to reattempt was Bringer.
Sent me a message first, yeah? I live in Static Birmingham. If you want the fucking brawl, come to us.
Oh god, he's resistant to this.
You know, prick.
This might, I didn't realise he was resistant to physical. Oh, okay! I've literally never seen that attack before. Okay. I'm doing single-digit damage. I'm doing single-digit damage. Bro, what is that shit? What? I've not even seen half these attacks. Bro. I just got bitch slapped. I'm not even close either. Okay. I mean, I don't need to restart half these, really. Okay, alright, cool. Holy shit, man.
plenty of bullets.
Again?
It's my turn. Stand still.
Uh-oh. Okay.
At the end of my first day trying to beat this boss, I'd done little to no damage. This was because it had a physical resistance. But the issue was I'd invested so much into my physical team that it didn't make sense for me to switch to something else. Also, at this point I was rather lazy and really couldn't be bothered to switch to something else. Instead, I was going to brute force this. Let me be clear, this was not the right choice, but it is the choice that I went with.
Alright. Where am I going?
Day 2 started off with me doing my dailies and also remembering to add the attempts counter back so that you can more accurately pinpoint the part where I went completely fucking insane. Probably. Maybe that happens. I can't actually remember. After picking up some food buffs, it was time to get back to Bringer. And luckily, I got a pretty good food buff this time.
Ooh, that might be alright. But I'd really want impact. Fuck it, we'll see how this goes. That's quite a nice buff. Oh, fuck off.
Day 2 saw me actually making a decent amount of progress. I'd chipped a significant amount off Bringer's HP bar, and I was getting used to the attack rotations. And yes, that was a parry. But that wasn't to say that it was smooth sailing just yet.
Oh my fucking god. No, I don't need to restart. I'm so close to restarting all the time.
Remember that I say this, because I do not take my own advice.
Oh, it's so cooked. It's so cooked. Rip. No, I'm restarting this one. Fuck me. No, motherfucker. No, bro. Wait. I have rewinds? Okay, well, I don't want to use them anyway.
Skipping quite far ahead to my 24th attempt, I'd really started to understand this boss.
You're kidding. Fucking finally. Oh.
On my second day, after hours of attempts, I'd finally beaten the boss. The mini-boss.
That's the mini-boss done. That's the mini-boss done. For now, I mean, I've got to restart the whole thing if I die, though.
Yes, that was merely the first of 3 bosses in this commission.
I can't remember what I do here.
Now, for this second boss, I was a tad bit paranoid, because I'd spent quite a lot of time doing these attempts, and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to die to something now. But something else caught my eye.
Oh, he doesn't have any days. I'm going to be here for years. Am I actually supposed to do something here? I actually don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
Because this boss wasn't really doing a whole lot, I was unsure if this had some sort of gimmick or something I wasn't remembering, because I kind of completely forgot this boss exists.
Oh god, he does have a HP bar.
Which led to statements like that.
The fact it doesn't have a days bar is so funny, because that's genuinely like 90% of my damage.
Luckily, this boss is a complete pushover, and I've cut out like 90% of this fight, but I will show you later on just how much of a pushover it really is. Unfortunately, it does have a big HP bar, and I have no days, so we were here for quite a while. After this, I had a few mobs to clear, and then a phase where you have to dodge Bringer's attacks.
I just gotta make sure I don't get hit by any of this.
And then it was on to the last boss. Get used to seeing this cutscene because there was no way we were making this DPS check.
I think I just have to dodge for a while. Wait, it healed me. I can't remember what this attack is. Oh, I'm so fucked.
I've got plenty of bullets.
Okay. Oh. I can't kill this in time anyway. Yeah, so I've got to go through this.
As you can probably imagine, I didn't clear this boss the first time. But this boss gave us some revives, which I can't use, but as a matter of practice, I would use them just to learn the boss a bit more.
I mean, I'm gonna kill it anyway, just so that I can get rid of, like, not get rid of, but, get used to the attack pattern.
And, well, I think that was the right idea.
Okay. Oh, hi. I completely forgot about that attack. Yeah. I went for a parry.
And I did manage to learn a few valuable things.
Oh, I can cancel him out of that if I use ult.
Using Billy's ultimate turned out to be able to cancel certain boss attacks, which luckily happened to be some of the ones that I weren't confident with. Although there were still quite a few attacks that consistently caught me off guard.
Holy fuck. I love having to watch this cutscene every time. Oh, I shouldn't have talked shit. Do you have a shot, or am I... Oh fuck, I just cancelled him out of it. Oh well.
Another thing that I had tried and most times failed was to allow the Bang Boo to use a passive attack during a daze before it used its chain attack. Most enemies have a daze damage modifier, and considering I don't really do damage, it was better for me to wait to see if the Bang Boo would passive attack before enabling the chain attack with a heavy attack. When all is said and done, this wouldn't change the fact that I would die multiple times to this boss.
Oh, I'm so fucked. Well, that could have gone better. Right, all the way to the beginning again. Unless they're really nice and let us start from, like... No, all the way to the beginning. I'm gonna be really, really greedy with my HP now. I think I can do it, though. I just need to get used to it. Oh wow. I said I was going to be really greedy with HP, but I lied. You get a full heal anyway at the end.
In only about 3 attempts, which is record time, I've managed to beat the first boss again.
Oh, damn.
And we were swiftly back to the pushover second boss, where I'd come up with some new tech.
Oh, I could have made this so much quicker, I've actually just realised. Alright. I think I could, like, put a weight on my LMB or something. I wonder if I can actually do that. Does this work? No, that doesn't work. Do I have something heavy enough to weigh my mouse button down? Oh, I do, I think. Hey, okay. I'm gonna go grab something to drink, I guess. BRB. Dude, I was like, I went to go get something to drink, and I was thinking, oh damn, I might make some food as well. And then I remembered at the end of this fight, it spawns like 5 mobs, doesn't it? So I thought I might as well get back. But I seem I have a little bit more time. But damn, yeah, this is like I should probably check how long this is, so that I can always take a break when I do this. Damn, this is some crazy gameplay, huh? Oh, oh shit! Alright,
And just like that, we were back to the final boss again.
Alright. Okay, lock in, man. Alright, really bad start. What? Well, that's it. How the fuck is that an S?
Despite the rather depressing reaction, I'd beaten Bringer, and with run times that took almost up to 30 minutes when I got to the final boss, surely I should be more happy about this, right? I mean, 28 attempts isn't that bad.
Good afternoon. Feeling hungry? Let me make you a deluxe bowl.
Ooh, actually, that could be really good. Ah. Oh, of course you misfire.
Despite the fact that, in my own words, I had beaten Bringer, I hadn't done it without revives, which was one of my conditions for re-attempting these bosses. This means, even on day 3, I was still grinding to attempt to beat Bringer again.
Alright, and now I just get to AFK this part, don't I? Alright. I can just AFK now. BRB.
Assuming that you can actually consider this grinding.
Okay, right.
It was, again, time to fight Bringer. And this time, I knew what I was doing. Okay, ignore that.
You're kidding
Ignore that
me.
part.
That didn't hit me. Thank fuck I did that quick enough. Oh, that was so close to being really, really bad. Dude, I could have died there. Where's the Bangbu? He's over there. He's not doing fuck all. Fucking finally! Oh, we're done. Wait, are we done? I think we're done. We are done! Hey, let's go! Holy shit, I actually pulled that off on that one. I locked in, man. Oh, yeah, I played that really well. Damn.
After hours of attempts, or moreover days, I was actually happy to give myself some praise for this, because during this 14-minute boss fight, I only took damage twice.
Oh no.
Which is actually what I find to be the most difficult part of this challenge. You may be able to learn a boss's attack patterns fairly quickly, and you may be able to find out the way that you're supposed to respond to each attack, but keeping that up flawlessly, well focused over a long period of time is actually harder than you might think. I'd even go as far as to say that this challenge is more of an endurance challenge than it is a skill-based challenge. And this would be made clear by the next and potentially final boss of this challenge. A boss that I was getting comments about on my first video about this.
Where are we going?
Let's see how badly this goes, man. Bringer took me like 48 attempts to do. That was really hard. No, I don't want to take the revive. I won't take any of these either. Okay, whatever. Oh! I think this one's probably cooked. Okay, I'm updating the title and I'm gonna be realistic with this now. Oh, true, actually, yeah. I mean, I can run 3 characters on this, can't I? Because I don't need to only run 2 characters for the trash mobs. I guess I'll run Nicole. I don't really have anything on Nicole, though. I'll just restart. I think that's a restart angle. Yeah, that was bad. Yep. Oh, what even hit me then? Well, let's see how much a daze will do on him. Up to this point, you may have noticed that this boss is very similar to the others that I've done in this video. I attempt the boss, I die pretty early on, and then over and over and over again until I learn the patterns. But this boss was a little different. Allow me to present to you, quite possibly, the most despair-inducing moment in this entire run. Yeah, I'm never ever completing this, bro. I do no fucking damage. Now you may be thinking to yourself, this is a level 1 challenge, that's like the whole point. But normally my Bang Boo is my one exception to doing damage. This is the one thing that I rely on. This no longer does any damage. This boss had gone from just another boss that I'd have to complete for the series to something that I found to be unrealistic, but I mean, I've got a lot of time to do this because the first video's only just come out at this point. So this was something that I was pretty sure I'm not going to complete, but I would do anyway, just to show that I tried. I mean, I'd already completed the challenge basically, so failing to do an extra content boss isn't too much of a bother. But I would give it a fair try, like I said, so it was back to grinding. Oh, that's purple. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So when he has that window, okay. The Miasma Priest has a unique mechanic. Its attack pattern is shown by the colour that appears on the circular window here. When it's green, he commits vehicular manslaughter. This attack pattern is always the first thing that he uses when you start the fight, attempting to dash through 1 to 3 times and then ending with a slash, depending on what point in the boss fight you are. Following him selecting a colour, he will then fill in the gaps between the next colour selection with a random assortment of moves from his move pool. In this clip, he used a generic attack into his green phase move into another generic attack. Dude, this is actually a really fucking annoying boss. Not annoying, hard. I didn't really learn it when I did it on story both times, because you just kind of face roll it. Following the initial green phase and then the gap fillers, he will then select his orange phase, which will spawn a line of circular AoEs, which is by far the most avoidable attack of his repertoire. Another phase of gap fillers, and then we're on to his purple phase. We are going to be very familiar with his purple phase. I think this is like 15 attacks here. The parry makes it kind of hard to see, but I'm not going and counting all of this. After this flurry attacks, he goes in for 3 dives, which kill me quite often at this point. This is by far the hardest attack to deal with, at least initially. There's a multitude of ways that you can deal with it, but I wasn't really aware of them at this point. And finally, we have the boss's yellow phase, which is basically balanced with the orange phase as to being incredibly easy to dodge. Despite the fact I'm dead here, you probably didn't actually see what the yellow phase attack was. It was this. He just kind of explodes. Now you know vaguely how this boss works to begin with, but I didn't. Holy fuck. Does I have like poker? Oh. Well, she wasn't alive for very long anyway, so I guess we're good. Oh well. Wow. That didn't take very long. I was pretty sure I'd, like... Rip. way to... Okay, well...
Now, you may have been watching this and thinking, okay, it's quite clear that I'm never clearing this. Even if I perfected a response to every single attack from this boss, the damage is so low that I would be committing to this for far too long for this to be reasonable. But this next mechanic that makes this boss seem even more impossible is actually a complete game changer. After the priest has gone through all 4 of his colour phases, he'll enter Final Judgment. During this phase, he'll give himself a miasmic shield, which will stop him from taking any damage until you break through it, and also enhance his previous phase attacks. This being my first time I got this far, I ended up dying. So you might immediately now start questioning, what's so good about this phase? Because right now it seems like it just makes things harder. Well, 11 attempts later, I can actually show you the answer. I absolutely do not have the damage to break this shield, but by utilising parries and waiting long enough, we find our solution.
Ooh. Oh, holy shit, okay, maybe this is possible.
Breaking the shield deals around 500k damage. Around 6 times as much damage as I'd been able to deal in the last 2.5 minutes. There is now a light at the end of the tunnel. If we ignore the fact that it took me 43 attempts to get to this point, it probably won't sound as bad when I say that I've got to do this 5 more times in one fight. But the reality of it still stays the same. I just needed to get better, even if this took us to the triple digits. I'd go on to see this phase 2 more times before the end of day 1, both times dying shortly after.
Ah, unlucky I got hit with a fucking shotgun. Alright, cool. That'll do it for today.
This brought us to a total of 4 phases in 65 attempts, but we now knew that this was definitely possible. Funnily enough, I don't believe that I would continue doing this boss if I hadn't reached phase on day 1. This almost certainly gave me the motivation that I needed to keep on trying, no matter how long it took.
Okay.
Before these big grinds, I'd often reset for a good food buff. As the additional buff stats you get were random, I'd often have to reset many times to get the desired effect. Unfortunately, you can't reset this food stat by buying another. You actually have to enter a commission and leave to be able to buy another one.
Okay, whatever. I think impact's probably the play.
You can also completely disregard what I said because just a single impact buff was enough for me to stop resetting.
Someone was saying, I can't remember who it was, that Orphe might be good for this challenge, but like I'm pretty much done with it anyway, so... well... Oh, okay. I know that I can definitely do it, considering I saw this shield break damage, but like, it's just gonna take a while. Like just, fuck. Nah, unlucky. Okay. God, I'm fucking stupid. What am I doing? I should have just dodged. Oh, Pulchra's dead. Okay.
4 attempts in, I managed to get my first phase. And then a minute later, 3 more attempts.
Yeah.
Another 3 more attempts.
Damn, this this prediction of 300 might actually come true. Nah, I reckon like under 200 really.
Another 12 attempts later.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is just a dog shit run, huh? Fuck this, man. Oh, man. I can't do it today. Where, what? Huh? No, I'm clipping that shit. I mean, that was technically the last attempt I was gonna do, but because of, that was a fucking bug. Nah, that's it. That's it, man. Oh my god. What a fucking, like, wow. Holy shit. Alright, well, I'll probably be back tomorrow. What a tilter. Anyway, goodbye.
I am not immune to tilt, and as such, I took a break from this challenge. Coming back shortly after for Orphe's banner. I hadn't done much research into this character, but someone told me she had a parry, and considering how well Yuzuha worked, I decided that it might not be a bad idea to try pick her up.
Captain?
This mission seems pretty special.
Despite the fact that I never changed any of my audio settings for this recording, it never picked up my voice, so just use your imagination for that bit there. After gearing Orphe up a bit, it was time to try the Miasmic Priest again. And this would also be my first time using Orphe, so there was a lot to learn. But it turns out, Orphe's like, really fucking good for this. Being level 1 like the rest of my party, her damage isn't that crazy, and the amount of stun that she builds up isn't too good either, but she has a very unique quality that is essential for this challenge. This entire section was an iframe. Orphe can even iframe like 80% of the purple phase attack. It also costs like next to nothing. As a matter of fact, even though this run had me on just Orphe, this would be the first time that I ever saw 2 miasma phases.
Okay.
This didn't last long though.
Ah, unlucky. Fuck.
Weirdly enough, the exact same thing happened the very next run. And I mean, the exact same.
Nah, unlucky.
To be clear, those were 2 different clips. But we didn't just stop at 2 times.
Okay, we're getting double shield break, probably. If I can get through this. Never mind. Well, that's me done for today, I think. Actually got some good attempts, though. That wasn't bad at all. Only maybe when we get to 250 or so attempts, maybe something will happen.
We were going to be here for a while, I'd thought.
Okay, cool. Ooh, that could have been bad, man. Nah, fuck. That was a waste, but that's fine. Ah, that jump scared me, man. Fuck. That's pretty alright, though. I know I'm getting more consistent at this. I was looking at chat, I thought you were stunned for a little bit longer. Motherfucker. Bitch.
Attempt 143 would see me breaking the second phase shield for the first time. However, despite surviving for quite a long time, we wouldn't end up seeing the third phase.
Huh? Through my iframe? Okay. Unlucky. 50%'s not bad though. Right, do you have... Come on, buddy. Do something. Do we have time for this? We absolutely do not have time for this. Oh, God. I kind of gave up, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of gave up on that one. Okay.
While we were certainly making progress, it still took only a handful of mistakes to lose a run. This was the first time I'd gotten to the second miasma phase with all agents alive. Well, barely alive.
No, I was like a second off. Okay, that's a little bit worrying. I was about to be so angry if I died because of the fucking camera. Holy shit, I could get a third shield break. Dude, I'm pressing E! Oh, man. I was so close. That would have been the best attempt so far. What a bitch you are. Oh, I hate this boss. But I don't actually hate it because I keep on restarting.
There wasn't much to say about the next few runs. I managed to get to the third miasma phase on attempt 156.
I shouldn't have ulted. I could have just dodged that last part. No! Oh, I almost got my third shield break.
If this isn't heartbreaking, I don't know what is. As a matter of fact, this exact same thing almost happened on 157.
Pain. That's probably the 5th attempt I've had like that though, which is good.
Funnily enough, despite the fact that I was getting to this point, some of these runs actually died pretty early.
But yeah, we're done here.
And there wasn't much hope for run 160. Yuzuha took a massive amount of damage just 30 seconds in.
Right, okay. Yuzuha's dead.
And things wouldn't get much better from there.
Ooh, that was really close to being very bad. Oh, it still is very bad. It's very bad. Holy. Get out with your fucking car, man.
But despite all this, we'd managed to make it to the third miasma phase.
Oh, that was close. Fuck.
But this time, something was different.
Holy fuck, that's the third hit. That's the third shield break. This is probably the furthest I've got so far. Right, Bang Boo, do something. Nope, we're just gonna wander around. Yeah, that's what I thought.
And while this was amazing progress, we would then lose Orphe.
No! Oh, can I make this? I don't know if I can now.
We were now left with just Billy. No insane parries, no incredibly long iframes, just one of the absolute worst characters in the game. A character that you literally start the game with. And somehow, the character that I've used the entire way through this challenge.
Right, I have to get through this. No way! I did it! Holy shit! Yo! Oh, holy fuck! Dude! Ah, that took so fucking long. Oh, fucking hell. 13 minutes of that shit.
Finally, we had reached the end in this self-inflicted DLC of this self-inflicted challenge. This boss was by far the most difficult in this challenge. But after this final run, I noticed something during the final segment of this boss fight. Throughout the entirety of the 160 attempts, I had made an assumption that basically ruined a lot of runs. The Miasma Priest's purple phase attack ended by far the most amount of my attempts, and it was my assumption that this attack tracked your character. In turn, meaning that dodges were less effective and long iframes or parries were the way to go here. However, as you could see in this section with Billy, you could just run away from it. And that solved all my problems. If there's anything you want to take away from this series, let it be run away from your problems and intentionally make things harder for yourself. For now, this marks the end of the series. I can tell you that I genuinely had fun doing this challenge, as unbelievable as it might sound. There is still more content for me to do on this account, however, I want to wait for the story to update a fair bit and for some more bosses to be available. If you have any suggestions for this account, please let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more borderline masochistic content over a variety of games, I would really appreciate if you subscribed to my YouTube and followed my Twitch. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in a later video.